Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Broncos Stadium at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Denver Broncos. The children will grow, and it's the final weekend in summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Hey, come here. Where are you not eating your food for? Where are you standing there? Look at the egg!
Who you scream? Calm down!
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
No one's back to yet.
This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Why are you still talking? Sit down and eat. That's it.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
I'm not going to blow your food.
Let's go, D, let's go. Let's get there. Hey, 59. Go.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler.
Ah, damn.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That good for 22 and a 1st down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Juju Smith-Schuster. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted, was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Here we go. Lady. 54. Rabbit.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, 2nd-year man out of Auburn. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Give them 11 yards that time on the return, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Tackle made there by Zach Brown. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Jim. 24.
Here's Watson. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down.
I'm bad.
Watson on first down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Sacked by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. And before the second
Hey, did you turn that $5 in?
signal and a timeout. We'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first
We're
quarter.
gonna see through. All right, here you can get it up. You're right.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Mike 52.
Now Watson. Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Let's go.
Gil. That's it.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
All day, every time.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Austin Eckler, his first touchdown of the new season as the Bears push further out in front. Marr now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And team script plays, we know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Set. 19. 24. 9, go.
After the interception, here's Watson. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now another timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Watson. On the screen, this is Eckler. There
What is that?
Inside the 30. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
What is that, man?
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down. Almost back to the drawing board.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. To throw is Watson. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Brandon Graham picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Watson now to throw, and that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it looking at a 4th down and 2. The kick by Maher is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a 1st after a gain of about 9. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Pick it up.
Come on, you got 5 minutes.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Throw right side, taken in by Pettis. And they get this all the way inside Chicago's 10.
Here we go.
A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Allen Robinson, his second touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Go. 52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
Now it's Watson. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 23 yards to pick up there.
Yeah.
52's the Mike. Hey, why 31? 52's the Mike right here over there, right? 52's the Mike. You go night, son. 52's the Mike, boys. 52.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. 50's the Mike. 50's the Mike.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. He'll get this to Eckler. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Let's go, defense. It's our time. It's our time. Check. Crunch. Crunch. Ah! 59. 59. This is the Mike. Here we go. Let's bring it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 43. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon.
Missed.
He's got some breathing room. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
From the red zone now, Watson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Tyus Bowser coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's get this. Let's get this.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Hey, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Back to throw, Watson.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Chicago touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster with a 2nd touchdown here in this first half as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Hey.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Wentz now to throw. Gets this one left side to Pettis. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. That's 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Wentz. Screen play, Johnson. And this thing gets blown up well behind the line of scrimmage, but the marker is down the field. Who's this again?
How are you stuck on, go around them?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Here we go, D. Here I come.
From the gun, it's Wentz. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Trade 15. Trade 15.
They go back to the ground. This time, Barber.
Lock him.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wentz to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Ryan Allen now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Watson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
And there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Quit talking about it. 74, 25, check 29.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is complete. It's Allen. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Under 10, 10. Big edge. 24. Slam. Out.
They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
65. Win the rep. Let's go right here.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Marlon Mack, his first touchdown here of the new campaign as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Give the sack to Barkevius Mingo, the former number 6 pick. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be
how are you holding up my route like that?
It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Well, the Broncos had 15 4th down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here. They do go for it. It's Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
5%. 19. Stay with your man.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Check 37. Check 37. Hey, 54. Check 52's the mic. All right, D, let's check. All right, D. 552.
It's Eckler again. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Watson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 6 yards in the wrong direction that time. Not only that, but it brings up 4th. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
13 yards on the play.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
180. Check 53's Mike. Blue down.
2nd and 5 now. Wentz. And down he goes.
Why are you slow throwing that little pass?
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
82. Hang in there, son.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 25-yard line. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Johnson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos cut into that lead. So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here will go for 2.
I smell fear in that offense. Right there, 54, right there.
Throwing is Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And nothing but daylight ahead. 30, past the 20, 10. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone.
We've got this.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
On 1st down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
What is that? 19, 52, 54. Check 3, check 3, check 3. 54.
3rd and 2, Watson. He sets to fire deep. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Arkevius Mingo.
Stopped, man.
Able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Let's get this ball back
To throw is Wentz.
All day, baby. All day. All day, baby.
That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Wentz now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Go. Hey, kill. Hey, force Tokyo.
Throwing now is Wentz. And he comes back with one complete. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Hey, echo.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Here we go again. Here we go. 53's the mic. 53's the 81, 81.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Let's see what you got.
Play action. Now Wentz. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Herb Smith Jr. with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play action pass, you see the end result. Usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown.
Oh, come on,
you have to
man.
think they're a little more careful here if they do try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Now it's Watson, and he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 2nd down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left, and then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
Hey, alert. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Coming.
Watson. And that is incomplete. Something of a rare incompletion. Remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
Last week was what's commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, that's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that Puts their
Clean up your
defense in a
mess.
great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
Check 53.
Wentz now on first down. Caught out left side by Robinson. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
53 is the money.
Yeah, probably. If not, I'll wake you up early and you can get it.
We're good. Switch.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
46 down, man. 5-4. Turn. Check 99.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. Now a desperation. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 3.
Here we go.
A big play there on the catch and run. And even 80 yards. They'll run it with Johnson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
87. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Wentz gonna throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Wentz now to throw. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
They'll try to run it in. Johnson.
Where's my center? Why is my center pass blocking?
It'll be a gain of 5, but they're still left with a long 4th and goal.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. 14, 82, 14. 53's the mic. Hey, Haywood. Let's go, baby.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be taken in by the Bears, and it appears they're going to win this game. They had to go for it. No timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try to get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try. It was the only option.
Ran right past the ball.
This game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Tells you this game is broken.
Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. Good bounce-back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
And set. 19. Alert. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Well, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for Chicago, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Oh, shit. Or can't wait to sleep on that. Pretty good hair now. This ain't too sticky.